Welcome to Wired Hunt Weekly. I'm Mark Kenyon, and this week we're sharing a quick clip from whitetail habitat consultant Jeff Sturgis as he discusses the importance of using habitat improvements to define whitetail movement. Alright, so as I mentioned, this week I wanted to share a clip from Jeff Sturgis. And actually yesterday, Jeff Sturgis of Whitetail Habitat Solutions came out and visited my family's northern Michigan deer property. And what he was there to do was help us get some new ideas and different perspectives on how we can improve that property for deer. While we were there talking, he discussed a really important concept, and this is the fact that any improvement you make to your property shouldn't be done in isolation or be done kind of by random. Any improvement should be very purposeful and should work together with all other habitat features on that property to help define how deer are going to use and move through that property. So today we want to share a quick clip from Jeff discussing this concept to hopefully help you better understand it and implement it on your own property in the future. If you'd like more information from Jeff, be sure to visit his website at whitetailhabitatsolutions.com.
I'm Jeff Sturgis from Whitetail Habitat Solutions, and we're going to have some fun today. We're going to actually get to do some cutting and create some travel corridors in a bedding area. And I really don't like to make any improvement that's just random out in the woods. I go to a lot of client properties and visit a lot of parcels where cool bedding area over here because it's a nice little knoll in the woods, or a nice travel corridor, or even a food plot, and they really don't relate to anything else in the property, and that's a really bad thing. You want your improvements to connect to each other, and it's not that you need to improve the entire acreage of your woods or your habitat. It's just that what you do improve and where you want the deer to live and move and feed, you want to relate to each other, and you want it to be continuous. And this is an example right here. Behind me we have some incredible bedding area to begin with, just because it's untouched by human. It's staggered. There's a lot of benches in there. There's some thick cover here and there. But it's fairly random. It's a large area. I'm probably talking 15 to 20 acres, and it goes down into a large hollow. I think we can do better than that. I think we can define exactly where those deer will bed. And that way, when we come into a stand location like this, that's about 15 yards behind the camera, then we know where those deer are at. So we can pinpoint where they're at. We can make sure when we come into the stand location, we're not spooking those deer. And then, of course, when we leave, we want to know where they're feeding, where they're moving, and that helped us get in and out of the stand location without spooking deer. But at the same time, you can kind of imagine there's the bedding area behind me, and we're going to improve that. I want to know where those deer are traveling. They'll come into this water hole. We'll create a travel corridor to here. And then from here, I want them to exit to a small food plot that's very hidden over this way. And then from there, they're on their way to very large food plots and food sources out in the middle of awesome fields, 67-acre field. And so once they get to those areas, they're completely safe. The small food plot over here is not enough to keep them and hold them. We have water up top too. We have big food sources, very social area. So that's a destination for all these deer in the area where they want to get to in the evening. This is just simply a pass-through. What's really cool about a water hole like this, and any water hole for the most part, is when a deer comes into this, they're in here for a couple minutes and then they're gone. And very social spot. Just about any buck that's bedded down there, if he's feeling safe and he's feeling secure through here, he's going to exit his bed. There's no water there. He's been sitting dry all day, not taking a drink. First thing he wants to do is come to this water before the food, and then eventually out to the big food sources. I think we can define exactly where he travels, and that's what we're going to do today.